Am I the a-hole for sleeping with the fiance of the girl who my ex-boyfriend cheated on me with?
Fiance of the girl who my ex-boyfriend cheated me on.
That. Nice work, Sophia.
Thank you.
A user says, my ex and I met when I was 20, but we were only friends until I started dating 2.5 years ago. I found out last year that my ex had been cheating on me for basically our whole relationship with a girl he met through a mutual friend.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
Whole relationship? Why are you in a relationship?
What are you doing, buddy? I broke things off after I found out and told the girl's fiance about the affair. He ended up breaking off their engagement after he found out, and she seemed nonchalant about it until she realized that my ex's money wasn't actually his. My grandma left me a lot when she passed back in 2019, and my ex had been flaunting around the things I'd gifted him throughout our relationship to her.
Whoa.
Even going so far as to claim that the house had the antique car my grandpa left for me in his will were my ex's. So
I'll put an ICU in the comments.
Put an ICU in the comments.
ICU in the comments.
And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause it right here. I'm going to try and break it down for myself and everyone else. Do you pop quiz? Do you feel like you fully understand? Give it to me and the people. What's going on here, Sophia?
Okay. So, OP was dating a guy. Finds out he's been cheating on her the whole time, the whole relationship. And so she's like, what the heck? And so she does a little snooping. She finds out that the girl that her ex-boyfriend was cheating on her with has a fiance. And so she goes and texts that fiance, says, hey, I just found out that your girlfriend / fiance has been cheating on you with my boyfriend.
Got you. It's two couples.
Yeah, two couples.
And the other two people are cheating together.
Two couples cheating. There we go.
And he's like flaunting OP's nice things.
Yeah, and the ex-boyfriend was like to this other girl. Was like, yeah, I'm super rich. I've got, I got this house in my name. I've got these cars.
Babe.
But they belong to OP. Broke it down.
What are we doing? We have seen this so many times, and it's like, what do you expect to happen? Do you expect that you will magically acquire all of these things?
No, they just expect that it'll be too late by then once they figure it out.
Oh, like
like they'll love me for me.
Die young and leave a pretty corpse type vibes. Like, I know that this is not going to work. Aladdin, because he was pretended
to be rich.
Right.
And then his whole plan was she'll love me for me, and that worked. That actually is that's a bad.
Yes. Lie to your cheat on your partner, lie to them about your money, and it's going to work out great.
Yeah.
Aladdin. There you go. So, shooby-dooby-doot. Here we go. So, it's not, thank you for that breakdown, by the way.
Welcome.
It's not something I'm proud of now that I think back to it, but I did allow my ex to walk all over me for the first month or two after I broke things off because I missed him so much. I gave him money and tried to make things work, but would always get reprimanded by my parents and friends when I'd run to them crying after he ghosted me for her. I didn't officially give him up until the girl's ex-fiance messaged me and told me that she was rubbing it in some of their old friends' faces about how pathetic and how desperate I was for my ex who didn't even give an F about me. I was really upset and asked him if he'd be willing to meet up with me because I knew that if I talked to my parents or friends about this, then they'd just lecture me even more. He agreed, and just the two of us met up at a random food cart place. We ended up spending most of the day just exploring and talking about how we were doing.
Oh, put an IC in the comments.
I see a you, but I don't know if I see the same you as you are seeing.
You don't see it?
I don't think so.
I won't spoil.
Yeah, you should.
But I won't spoil what I see.
Yes. I'll be surprised. I want to poll really quick. I know we often say like, hey, if you're going through something, go to therapy, couples counseling, like get some professional mental health help. before calling it quits. That is many times the solution we come to. I kind of feel like OP should what should OP do? Leave or talk?
Leave.
I feel like OP should 1,000% leave and absolutely
stayed
not talk.
too long.
He has proved over and over and over again, and like I feel like in this specific scenario, if you like invite him to come to the table, that's just an in for him to be able to like weasel his way in. Whereas like you've already. Like kind of like it's like this, right?
Yeah.
He showed his true colors by cheating repeatedly and literally not caring at all.
Yeah.
And he could just come to the table and lie and be like, "Oh."
Well, the thing is, he doesn't want to come to the table. This is analogy.
Analogize.
Okay. There's a person, your boyfriend. He's throwing eggs at you.
Yep.
He throws eggs at you every day.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and then he says, "Give me money." Why would you keep giving a man who keeps throwing eggs at you money?
You know what? That is a classic John analogy right there, Sophia.
I know. I thought you'd like
and
it.
I am freaking proud of you, and I freaking love it.
I knew you would.
More John analogies on the show.
So fun.
They're so fun.
You can just make up literally anything.
That is what I'm. You get it. You get it.
Only has to kind of relate. Also, Duchess Cassandra said that my Aladdin reference was a bad analogy. I disagree. That was a very good analogy.
I will back you up on this one because I liked your egg analogy. Okay, so
he's gonna be on your side for any argument for the rest of the week.
Yeah, that I will admit that kind of won me over a little bit. He also confided me about his relationship with his ex, that they'd known each other for 10 years. And they'd liked each other for most of the time they were friends, but he wasn't looking for a relationship because he was focusing on school. Again, this is just means of weaseling his way in.
No, wait. Hold up. This is for clarity. For clarity, this is not OP's boyfriend. This is OP's boyfriend's affair partner's fiance. This is sorry. These two people are talking now. So cheaters. These two people are talking right now.
Thank you. That
Where are my fingers?
Yes, there we go. Okay, let me read that back again. He also confided in me about his relationship with his ex. They'd known each other for 10 years, and they'd liked each other for most of the time they were friends, but he wasn't looking for a relationship because he was focusing on school. He had decided to give them a chance after she'd driven 12 plus hours overnight to see him because they talked on the phone, and he was feeling under the weather and stressed from how rigorous his residency schedule was. I mean, that is a swoop me off my feet type move right there.
Yeah, that's a love bombing.
Wow,
perhaps.
that is a love bombing perhaps. She dropped everything to take care of him, helped clean his place, made him some home cooked meals after finding out that he was surviving off of vending machine snacks and instant coffee.
Oh.
Riley doesn't like that. He told me in detail about how he'd never felt so loved and cared for. How after she'd done that for him, he decided that she was the one. That if it wasn't love, then love wasn't real.
Oh.
Ooh, that is some horrendous foreshadowing, my friends. Figuring out that she was cheating for the last 2 years made everything click into place. She'd just been pushing off getting married, telling all her friends that she was having doubts about him. Wow, what am I, 13 years old?
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that.
I didn't say anything.
You
John
laughed.
said
You literally, you laughed and you were literally going to say something.
No, I wasn't.
This is Sophia.
No, I wasn't.
Dude, that's so true.
I didn't say anything, and I wasn't going to say anything. And then Riley
Because
put it
you
on
stopped
me.
yourself.
No, yes, I stopped
I
myself.
saw your grin.
I literally went like this.
And you laughed.
And Riley
No.
put it on me.
No, you went like that. You went.
Yo, you put the camera on me, buddy.
Just like that. Just like that.
You put the camera on me, buddy. I'm innocent.
Anyways,
You knew the second it was put on you what you did.
anyways, we all saw what we saw. It's okay. Anyways, back to the story. So he'd been trying to convince her to go into couples counseling when I broke the news to him that she was sleeping with my ex. I felt like a monster hearing their love story and then realizing that they didn't get their happy ending because of my ex, and I messed with my head. We continued to talk from time to time, checking
because of my ex and I, and that messed with their head. Is she blaming herself as well?
I felt like a monster. Maybe I felt like a monster hearing their love story and then realizing that they didn't get their happy ending because of my ex and I, and that messed with my head. Because of my ex and I
messed with my head.
But like you get it now? I mean,
because of my ex and I.
Yeah, because they were, they were intertwined, the destiny of their fate.
Because of my ex and I messed
with their heads. Yes. It was an unfortunate happenstance, but OP's like, yeah, it just sucked.
Yeah.
That we were the ones involved in like unraveling it, but it was going to be unraveled anyways.
OP's fault.
It really was. Yeah, honestly, I think if OP, if anything,
putting so much blame on herself.
And if anything, OP should feel good that she helped reveal the true stinkiness and help them avoid marrying this person or staying married to this person.
Agreed.
Yeah. Anywho, by the way, the poll has spoken on should OP have just left or gone to the table to talk after repeated over and over cheating and all this stuff. 94% leave. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. We continued to talk from time to time, checking in on each other and meeting up for a quick bite every now and then. We lost contact after the girl my ex cheated on with somehow convinced him to take her back. I became slightly depressed after he cut me off, explaining to me that he was still in love with her and wanted to work things out, which meant a clean slate. Oh, both. So remember these people, on the outside, they both need to just move on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like, they're not going to,
both
of their partners.
They're both like so involved in their ex's lives and like seeking love and,
I feel like they're pining for getting back together.
No, they are. They're so attached to their old like exes that they just can't get over them.
And I just, it's just not the move. Chat, tell me, am I wrong?
Yeah. At a certain point, like we know that the exes are a-holes, but like you are an a-hole to yourself.
Yeah, you're an a-hole to yourself.
If you
like
keep
you're not
running
doing yourself
back to these people. Yeah.
100%. Shooby-dooby-doop. I found out through some internet snooping that my ex cheated on her too, which is why she went back to her ex-fiance.
Whoa.
This guy, of these two people, this guy. A few months passed and things went back to semi-normal. I started getting therapy, amazing, and was ready to put myself back out there to try the dating pool again. When around New Year's, I got a call from a guy. He was crying and asking if I was available to talk. Sam is passionately yelling over there.
Sam's just doing this. Number one in the world.
Gotta love it. I, of course, said yes, and out of concern, met up with him at his place. He broke down and told me about how he'd found her and my ex in his mom's guest room during Christmas when she'd snuck him in for a quickie during his family's busy holiday party.
Whoa.
And wait. Is this guy?
Busy times.
This is other girl's fiance who she got back to. So, okay. Again, OP, ex, boyfriend.
John, you be one side, you be one couple,
great.
and then Sophia be the other couple.
Okay. You're OP and
do it with hands.
OP.
Do it with hands.
What?
Like one person.
Oh, okay.
Nice, I like that.
So you are OP and OP's ex-boyfriend, and then OP. I am the cheater girl, and the fiance. This is fiance.
The open hands are both cheaters.
I like that. Okay, open hands are both the cheaters. So, cheater. I totally forgot what I was gonna say in the process of figuring this out.
I'm just trying to figure out, was this guy a random person?
Oh, there we go. Okay, yes. So, fiance got back together.
Yep.
Turkey.
Focus. This is a critical mission.
Fiance got back together with cheater girl.
Yeah.
After she already cheated, and then finds her cheating with.
Wait.
Okay,
here we go.
Cheating with cheater.
The cheaters are cheating together again. All right, here we go. we got there.
Did that clear it up for you guys?
Yeah. We drank a bit and ended up sleeping together.
Okay.
Oh my
God. To be
God.
clear, this is OP.
Yeah.
And the fiance.
The people who
together.
were cheated on.
Yeah, they were cheated on.
Wow.
And now they're sleeping together.
He apologized and told me that it was a mistake and he wasn't in his right mind, that he just wanted revenge, spicy sleep. Did you replace that or?
Yeah.
Oh, you replaced that. Never mind.
I was like, catching on.
I was like, it's catching on. That he wanted revenge, spicy sleep, but it didn't make him feel any better after. I tried to message him platonically a few times after to see if he was all right, but he blocked me. So I dropped it and went on with my therapy and life. I went in last week to check with my doctor since I'd been getting bad cramps and to get a new prescription refill for my birth control. Emphasis on birth.
ICU.
That I use to help with my PCOS. What is that again?
What does that mean? Girl term. What does it mean?
Because it is it's like what are they called? I can't remember.
Uterus? Period?
No, it's like the
ovaries.
No, the things.
Cyst.
Cyst. Thank you.
Yes.
Cyst in your uterus, and it can affect your period and also your fertility stuff.
Right.
And yeah, no, I can't remember anything else.
So running that back real quick, I went in last week to check with my doctor since I'd been getting bad cramps and to get a new prescription refill for my birth control that I use to help with my PCOS cysts. Yes. Yeah. I had to do a usual test to double check for the possibility if I was pregnant and was very surprised when it came back positive. Bum, bum, bum. Yoinks. I've been sitting on this new knowledge and have been contemplating on if I should tell him or not. Tell him not. I tell him not. Or should I even keep the pregnancy? My doctor did inform me since that I am in the earlier stages, I am still at a big risk of having a miscarriage, so I don't know if I should even be worrying at all about this since there is a chance I could lose it, and then it'd just seem like I was trying to grab his attention or something. I don't think that. We will discuss upon that, especially after he made it clear that he wasn't comfortable talking to me anymore. After we slept together, I haven't told anyone and have been going crazy because I don't know what to do. There are some, I'll read this quick relevant comment. Lost Arm says, God, you're all idiots. Also, that's not what revenge spicy sleep is. Deleted said, yes, that was self-pity. Spicy sleep. Ouch. Jesus, kicking him while they're down.
Technically for him it is.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a
sleeping
stupid,
with the person that
like
you're,
that's not really important.
Like raw dog sleeping.
Yeah, why are we getting all like technical?
Yeah, exactly. Why are we getting all technical?
Like, actually, that's not what that means.
Well, actually, no. So we have an update coming up.
Yeah.
But let's
I'd like to introduce our players.
Wow.
So we have OP is purple.
Mm-hmm.
And the fiance is green.
Yes.
And so they just slept together. And now they might have a baby.
Nice.
That's a whole family.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the baby.
Wait, here.
He said you're the cheaters.
Wow.
Yeah, you're the cheaters.
Okay, so.
Which are also intertwined.
They are.
Or wait, did they break up?
No,
but they got back. Okay,
they got back together, and it's the whole thing. So, okay, let's ask, what should OP do? OP knows she is now pregnant with this guy, the other fiance. Yeah, what should OP do? Tell him?
Yeah.
Or nah? Tell him or nah? Sophia.
I think definitely tell him.
Yeah. I think so, because like and OP was saying like, oh, I don't want to seem like I'm being like attention seeking or reaching out. I was like, no, it is like
the baby.
It
that
would
deserves attention.
It would be it would be attention seeking if that was a lie, or if you were like leveraging something like I don't know, like
me.
or I heard your ex did something else. I really want to get in contact with you to tell you. That's like way more on the spectrum of like attention seeking, where it's like he's trying to move on from you and that person. He probably doesn't need to know that. This is something like, this is his child. And in my opinion, it's kind of like a child is I'll use the word consequence in both in like good and bad. Like, hey, like, sometimes it's a celebration. Sometimes it's like, oh crap, like this was an accident. I didn't mean to do this, and I'm lost and don't know what to do. You are both low-key entitled and required to know the consequences of your actions. Like if someone does something wrong, you're like, hey, you did this wrong to me, and that deserves to be like addressed and acknowledged. The same way where it's like,
it's a bad
hey, we made this decision to sleep together, and it sounds like not use protection, and you have to deal with the consequences. Part of those consequences are knowing of said consequence.
So true. I agree.
You agree?
100%.
There we go. And the people think to also agree with us and say, tell him. Yeah, I think tell him I don't think it's attention seeking. No. You can tell him without having expectations. And you could tell him that like, hey, I don't even necessarily expect anything from you if that's how you feel. If you feel and want to communicate that like, hey, you don't even have to be a part of this kid's life, but I just need you to know.
Yeah, that he exists. Then there you have it. Update.
Important 15 months later.
Whoa. Post baby.
Let's get into it. Oh, I'm a hungry boy.
Riley's brother. How are you?
I'm great.
We heard at one point things were not so great.
Oh.
At the sawmill. Were you ever injured?
Yes, I actually was injured at the sawmill. I was working at, pulling that wood.
Right.
Nice.
Like I do. And there was one day I was just, kind of careless, in the zone, really just slinging that wood around,
Yep.
And I grabbed the board and I went to throw it into the pack, and it like caught my finger.
Oh.
Mashed it up against the pack, crushed my finger, absolutely obliterated it. And so,
ow.
Was it broken?
I'm in tears. It hurt so bad. And my grandpa comes over there to see how I'm doing. And I pull my glove off and I turn my head away and I show him. They said, "Oh, you're fine. Just keep working." So I worked for the next 30 minutes with a broken finger. And then my uncle was like, "You need to go get that checked out."
Well, Tate, I do have some good news for you in your tragic story. I do have someone who can help you with that finger. You know who that is?
Who's that?
ZocDoc! ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you.
And instantly book appointments with them online.
And these docs all have verified reviews from actual real patients.
We're talking about booking appointments with tens of thousands of top-rated, patient-reviewed, credible doctors and specialists.
And you can filter for ones that take your insurance.
And treat basically any condition you're searching for.
The typical wait time to see a doctor booked on ZocDoc is between just 24 and 72 hours.
Sometimes even the same day.
I use ZocDoc. We use ZocDoc. You should freaking use it too.
Go to ZocDoc.com/OKOP and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/OKOP, ZocDoc.com/OKOP. Let's get back to the show. So a lot has happened since my original post. I can imagine. I know a lot of people were against this, but I went through with my pregnancy, and I am forever thankful for my beautiful baby boy. I originally planned to terminate the pregnancy, but I found myself unable to go through with the appointment. I am pro-choice and always will be. Just because I choose to keep my baby doesn't mean another woman/girl should be forced to keep a pregnancy they do not wish to continue. Everyone has the right to their own bodies. My parents were very upset with me, and my whole family disowned me.
Whoa. How old is OP?
Great. 26 female.
26, and they're disowning her over having a baby? That's so messed up.
The people give me migraines.
I got a migraine right here.
Oh my god.
You're handling it very well.
I do have a migraine.
Oh.
I've been having shooting pains through. It's okay. It's on and off. Truly on and off. I'm good right now.
My parents were very upset with me, and my whole family disowned me. I listened to what some of you said about letting the father know. We will refer to him as Daddy. After many failed attempts to reach out to him, I decided to go in person. I'm just going to call him Dad. The dad. The dad was not happy when I showed up at his place, but when I told him why, he agreed to talk.
Finally.
The dad let me know that he'd officially ended things with his ex and wanted to go no contact with me because I was another tie to his past with her, which I think he should have communicated that.
Yeah. You can't just
I think
be
he should have
like,
communicated that.
yeah. You got to talk, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But he was willing to try and figure out a co-parenting plan with me if I agreed to do a paternity test first. Which is also
fair.
I, of course, felt a bit bad about the paternity test part, but agreed to it since we both had...
they didn't really know each other before.
Yeah, they didn't know each other. Yeah, totally. Since we both had only been acquaintances that bonded over trauma. Yeah, they got a trauma bond. Everything was honestly easy cruising until I started to spot around the 26-week mark. My OBGYN explained that while spotting is normal while pregnant, mine was heavier and my blood sugar / blood pressure also both worried them because of my gestational diabetes and preeclampsia risk. I am unaware of what those are.
Well, gestation period is like the period.
Chat's got us. I know Chat's got us.
And we also have a producer that has access to...
But like, I feel like Chat knows way more than I do.
Okay, my guess is that because I know gestation has to do with like pregnancy time periods. So I'm assuming that it maybe like when you're pregnant, you can get some form of diabetes.
Oh.
That is my total guess.
It's a type of diabetes that occurs during pregnancy. Great guess. When a person is without diabetes develops high blood sugar levels, it's caused by hormones produced during pregnancy that make it less effective.
I'm literally a genius.
Yeah, nice job. And then preeclampsia occurs primarily in first pregnancy. Riley, also you crushed that, dude.
No, I'm just lazy.
Preeclampsia occurs primarily in first pregnancies. A woman who had preeclampsia in a previous pregnancy is 7 times more likely to develop preeclampsia in a later pregnancy. Can we see what is preeclampsia?
Blood pressure issue.
Okay, thank you. Nice.
That was someone else. Who said that? Redneck Amazon.
Okay, back to the story. So after a few nights of the dad insisting on sleeping on my couch, I had him help me move some of the things to his place since he lived closer to the hospital. I am thankful I decided to semi-move in with him when I did because I went into premature labor at 32 weeks.
Whoa, moved in?
Semi-moved in. Like basically like, yeah, I mean kind of, yeah.
That's crazy.
Like so a month before.
Yeah, which honestly I think is understandable given the context of like.
I don't think it's that crazy for him to have moved in if they're expecting a baby. He's probably like, I want to prepare both of us for living together because I want to help out with the baby.
This is maybe a classic John Bad analogy, but it's kind of like if I maybe like broke like my leg in 5 places and I'm like, hey, maybe I should like live with my parents a little bit for a bit just so I'm not like burdening everyone else with my like insanely broken leg for a bit, you know, just to get back on my feet, you know, like, you know,
is it that kind of situation though?
I think it is more in the sense of he is saying, I want to be around for the baby.
Yes.
And leading up to having a child, there is a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of like, you know, especially because she has the gestational diabetes, there's a lot of health concerns.
Yeah.
And so he's like, because I want to be there for my baby, I also have to be there in the lead up to it because there's safety issues going on.
It makes sense.
That wasn't an analogy. That was just a breaking down.
That was just straight facts.
That was just straight facts.
Boom. But I'm very thankful to have the dad.
Pigeon General says, John, at that point, I think you need a new leg. You broke it in 5 places.
I'm recovering. Anyways, my broken leg aside. I am very thankful to have had the dad and his family as my support system. His mom would come and switch out with him at the hospital and advocated for me whenever I felt washed out or unheard, which is like, I mean, if you're at the hospital, you're like having birthing complications. The poor mom is literally delivering this baby, necessary to have an advocate that is fighting for you. She helped me both emotionally and physically and stood by me. Love that. The dad's mom also helped me work through my emotions when all I wanted was my mom. She and my dad have gone no contact with me after I decided to keep the baby. I hope we get more context because that's just so insane. The dad's mom was an absolute godsend also because she's a retired nurse. She started in OB and went to the natal intensive care unit and eventually later settled into lactation before retiring. What does that mean?
Wait, go back. Can you read it?
She started in OB, went to the natal intensive care unit, and eventually later settled into lactation before retiring.
Well,
is there a department?
OBGYN.
Yeah, that's OBGYN. The OB. She put the OB in the OBGYN.
Yeah, so like that.
And then natal intensive care unit.
Natal intensive care unit.
Makes sense.
And
lactation.
Then, I don't know. maybe like helping mothers learn how to lactate.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
That's exactly what it is.
That makes a
Am
lot
I
of
right?
sense.
Yep.
I'm a literal.
No, Riley's lying. Riley's literally
Why do you
completely
think I
lying
know
right
this?
I thought you looked it up. You have a computer.
Oh, let me look that up.
Ravaging Wolf does say breastfeeding coach.
Let's go. I was right.
I am a genius then.
we're all
Lactation
right.
is breastfeeding support. Okay.
Okay, so I'm a freaking genius.
There you go.
Yep, and I confirmed that.
Yeah, with literally zero backup knowledge or support, which you 1,000% did not know the answer. But gotta love it though. This is why these two are legends. The dad's mom explained things to me when we found out that my baby had respiratory problems and a single umbilical artery, and that it could have been a factor into why I went into premature labor. She stayed with the dad and I, and so she could help me with pumping since I wasn't able to produce milk, and encouraged me when I felt like such a failure for not being able to take care of my son when he needed me most. Oh my God, that breaks my heart. She drove me to and from the hospital while my son was in the natal intensive care unit because I was healing and so mentally/physically exhausted. I can imagine immediately after giving birth, you've just gone through this insane process, and then immediately, like, basically your baby is in the emergency room for babies and you have to like be engaged in that. Oh my God.
Just the way, this is very scary, but just the way that you said the baby's in the intensive care unit for babies. I don't know why you meant that.
Sophia, this is this show with journalistic integrity.
I just think it's so funny that you had to specify. You're like the intensive care
It
unit
helps explain for the good people at home. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
All right, this is serious. Then.
Anyways, this is so serious,
So
guys.
serious.
Okay. I really and truly believe that I didn't fall into a deep postpartum depression because she held me and helped me with each step and was always so patient with me, even when I wasn't with myself.
So this is the fiancé's mother, correct?
This is OP's
baby
daddy's mama.
Gotcha, because her family kind of disowned her.
Exactly. She's like basically playing the role of honestly kind of beautiful to see.
Yeah, no, this is great.
Given the circumstance. The dad's mom would constantly remind me that nothing was our fault and no one did anything wrong. It's just that everyone is faced with hardships in life, and this was one that we would work together to get through. MVP of the millennium. MVP of the like doing. My God, what an angel.
Doing the most.
My son graduated from the natal intensive care unit and came home a month after I did. Wow, a month. That's wild. The dad's mom visited us often and helped with him since the dad and I are first-time parents. My baby daddy's father joked that he felt like she and I had the baby together and that he and the dad were both just background characters that make guest star appearances every now and then, since the dad of my baby was working so much in order to build more paid time off, and his mom wouldn't bring his dad along when she'd come to visit, since she didn't want him to disturb me and the baby with his loudness. my baby daddy's father is hard of hearing and can sometimes be unaware of his volume, so he took no offense to it. This is a very self-aware, and I like this family. I like this family. The dad's siblings and family members posted a lot about our son because he was the first grandchild and the first baby in a long time. The dad's youngest cousin is 17, turning 18 this year. So it's been like 17, 18 years since they'd had a baby in the family. Somehow someone must have shared a photo or something, but pictures of us reached my family and my parents demanded I let them meet my son.
Unbelievable.
Oh, hell no.
No.
Hell no. You are disgusting.
You will never meet my son.
You are disgusting. You abandon your daughter when she's in this terrifying moment of
dealing with so many health issues. Becoming a parent when not expecting it, and you absolutely abandon her, and now you have the audacity to come back and demand you see their child? No. Somehow, the father of the child, was supportive of whatever I chose to do and said that he'd agreed to meet with them if that's something that I wanted. After thinking about it for a few days, I decided that I wanted to talk to my parents before I let them meet my son. When we meet up to talk, my parents were offended that I didn't bring my son with us. You literally said, I want nothing to do with you. Make up your mind. Decide on a decision and be decisive in said decided decision. And that's on facts.
My God. Wow. Then they said some really hurtful things, and then my dad started to question on when my baby's father was going to ask him permission for us to get married since we didn't already have a shotgun wedding while I was pregnant. I'm sorry. Guess what? I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I want to slap this dad in the face.
Slap him.
The
Slap him.
OP's dad. Wow.
Wop.
Wop. I'm going to beat him up. I was okay with them insulting me since I'd grown up with it and was used to it. But once my parents put their targets on my baby's father and his family, I became upset and decided it was time for us to leave. My parents did try to petition for legal visiting rights. Nope. Honestly, before this whole ordeal, I did not even know that grandparents' rights existed. Actually, neither did I.
We've read a couple other stories where that was brought up.
Looks like I forgot.
Yeah, where like the grandparents, there was like a mother who was not a good mother, and so the grandparents took over.
I guess that's true.
They used grandparents' rights
for those scenarios
legally,
where grandparents are able to take over.
To get
yes, grandparents' rights
rights
exist in all 50 states, but they vary. But those specific rights vary. From
it's for
state.
visitation rights.
Honestly, before this whole ordeal, I didn't even know there was such a thing as grandparents' rights and that existed. But we're denied because my son is still very young and because both the baby's father and I are very much on good terms, are living in the same household, and they couldn't find or prove that there was any danger to our son's well-being. My family did try to reach out to us, and plus, maybe there's no like documented proof of this, but I would say everything, there's got to be some sort of documentation, like text, calls, something of like, yo, you literally, as soon as I was pregnant, you like said you're out of the family. That right there should be grounds like, no, if they don't want you in their life, then be gone. My family did try to reach out to us and claim that they were horrible people for denying my parents their grandchild. You have literally no right whatsoever. Shut the F up. But no one ever seemed to be able to make a peep when my baby daddy's family would defend us and point out that my family had been the one to disown me and that no one cared to see if I was okay until after I had the baby and everything was handled. My baby daddy's mom and my mom got into a verbal, almost physical altercation. See, baby daddy's mom is a ride or die. She's like,
ride or die.
What's up? What's up? I don't just deliver babies. I deliver these hands.
What?
Rated E for everyone. Wop. They got into a verbal, almost physical altercation after my mom had made false reports to CPS and called the police to do multiple welfare checks on us. My God. My mom was given a warning by the police for harassing us after one specific incident where she threw a tantrum and caused a scene when police found nothing wrong in the welfare check and refused to listen to her demands to have my son temporarily taken away from us and put in her custody for his safety. The baby daddy and I currently have restraining orders pending against my parents and certain family members. Hell yes. One of the reasons I decided to update is because about 2 months ago, a friend of the baby daddy's asked him out to have some drinks, and they ran into his ex-fiance. I literally completely forgot all about the whole like cheating, like quad.
Yeah, oh my God, that's going on. Yeah.
Right?
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
This is crazy. So they ran. So basically the baby daddy was out having some drinks, and they ran into his ex-fiance, who later messaged him, tell him that she regretted the way that they ended and how she was very hurt when she heard they had a baby together. Literally
freaking bad.
Literally F you. Oh my God. There have been so many people that I want to say F you to in a story that I can remember.
Too
My
freaking
God.
bad.
Especially with it being so soon after their relationship. Baby daddy wouldn't talk to me about how he felt, and when I asked him, he just brushed me off or switched the conversation onto a topic about our son that he knew. I noticed that my baby daddy was pulling away from me and how our relationship became a bit more awkward and strained after their run-in in her message. Because I know he still has feelings for her, and I am afraid.
Put him with the ex. Put him with the ex.
Sorry, OP. This
is OP's over here. Those are the two cheaters.
Who?
You have the two cheaters. I don't know which one you picked. It doesn't matter. Pick one.
Blue is cheater girl. Yellow is cheater guy.
Ta-da! I did it. They were gonna fall in 5 seconds. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Shooby-dooby-doo. I also noticed that the drama with my family has made my baby daddy and his family less patient with me and my son.
Oh no.
Sucks. During Mother's Day, I overheard a few of his family members making comments to my baby daddy about me being at their family barbecue, since I was just my son's mom and not really part of the family.
No.
Baby daddy just shrugged and said I didn't have anyone else to spend the day with. Oh, man. With how tense things have been, I have been thinking about moving out and back into my place. So they're still living together. I didn't realize that. Which I could see. I mean, it kind of sucks because it could drive them further apart. But maybe now that the dust has settled and they have a rhythm of baby care, maybe living separately and having their own space could possibly be good. I don't know. I stayed with the baby daddy at his place after I gave birth, but now that our son is slightly older and I am healed, I want to give the baby daddy back some space so he can start dating again if he wants to, and to give him back some more bachelor time when I have our son. I want to find a way to approach me moving out and us making a co-parenting plan without making things more awkward or possibly ruining the relationship that I have with the baby daddy and his parents. I don't want them to feel like I'm not grateful or anything, but I do want to go back to work and get my life back on track so I can provide for my portion of needs for my son and not want to depend on his family for more than what's appropriate. We have 2 quick relevant comments we'll close out with. Candid Quail says, be honest and tell him exactly what you said here. Honestly, great advice.
Yeah.
That it's time for you to start your life back on track, and also give him his life back. That you will always be co-parents and how special and important his parents are to you and your son. Tell him that you want a healthy relationship with him as your son's father and wish him the best as he would for you. Just be honest and find your new normal. I honestly think that is actually fantastic advice. Dear Parsnip says, I think he will most likely appreciate you moving out and things getting back to a co-parenting situation. I don't think he will take offense or feel you are ungrateful. At the end of the day, you are doing it to benefit him and his family. Your son is lucky to have 2 parents who love him and who have a mutually respectful relationship. Sophia, where do we start? I mean,
where do we start?
Okay, let's kind of quickly go through the biggest, most important things. So the beginning of this story was this like cheating triad and hooking up and everywhere. Both people being cheated on, OP and the baby daddy. OP and the baby daddy honestly should have left them a lot quicker. And and gotten
100%.
out and worked on themselves. I mean, it seems I'm glad. It seems like, you know, OP's like, yes, I am solid in my decision of becoming a mom. The baby daddy is here providing for his child, being a good present father. That is working out, but I think they would have been just in general a lot better off had they let go of their cheating exes and just moved on and invested in themselves sooner.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much the gist of, I think, what needs to be said there. As far as moving forward, I think that let me actually shout out this user again, because they really did give some pretty good advice. I think
talk to the baby daddy.
Talk to him. Candid Quail. I think literally everything that OP expressed, like very raw and honestly, just literally repeat that back to a baby daddy and say, hey, I just wanted to share everything I've been thinking that's been like going on in my head, and just kind of like lay it all out there and kind of have a conversation on how to move forward and see what you want and all that. I think given how he has been involved, I think he'll probably be pretty understanding, and honestly probably maybe grateful for the space back, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they'll be able to come up with a pretty good, like this. This is like phase 2 of their co-parenting plan, whereas like phase 1 was like pre-birth. There was like all these complications. They lived together to like figure out the health problems together. OP was obviously the person going through all of these pregnancy challenges, so she was kind of shouldering that weight. Baby daddy was like, hey, let me, live with. It sounded like he was also financially providing for her and like having her stay, which like fantastic. I think I'm proud of the both of them. I'm proud of the baby daddy for coming together and like, trying to like do what he can. And I think they come together, honestly express how they feel, and figure out the best plan for both parties for co-parenting moving forward. What say you? What say you, Sophia?
No, yeah, I think I agree with all of that.
Are you sure there's nothing you want to pick apart, or maybe some areas of improvement that
No, it's all correct.
Guys, if you can't tell, we're just kind of like, this is the end. If you're watching this episode, this is the end of the recording day.
This is the end of recording day.
We have recorded back to back nonstop.
I haven't left
hungry.
this room.
But have you not?
No.
Have you not used the bathroom?
No.
Wow.
Do you need to?
Yeah.
Go.
Why didn't you say anything?
No, we're about to end.
You can go.
Yeah, you have the right to use the
anytime.
restroom.
Yes.
Let's see what this button does.
All right.
Oh, no.
So we're going to talk to Kimberly Fine. By the way, Kimberly Fine has been dropping absolute bars in the live stream shot lately. So I am very curious. Do we have a preface? Has Kimberly been through something similar? Do we know context of?
Oh no, she said she was in for a call, and we meant to call her earlier last week.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Let's.
She always has bangers.
She always has bangers. So let's get her on the horn and have a little chat.
All right, here we go.
Boom, 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 boom. We're calling her.
Hello.
Hey, how you
What's
doing?
up?
Good. How are you?
Amazing. One of our top droppers of bars is currently on the line, ladies and gentlemen. First, I had to ask, do you have any like similar kind of situation, either from the cheating or like baby situation that you've seen or gone through or anything like that?
I've had babies, but I've also had plenty of friends that have been in precarious situations with, the families of their baby's parent. This one, it just kind of stuck out. Like, it seems like OP's parents cutting them off with the pregnancy.
Yeah.
And then wanting to show up after the fact. It seems like everything is very much operating on, things being a pretty picture. And then once they can't help what led them to the situation that they're at, they're like, okay, we still have to make it look good.
Yeah,
And
so insane that they have the audacity to come back and think that they can see the child after they were the ones that disowned.
yeah, and that's kind of the part that I have experience in. I wasn't disowned. I have a tumultuous relationship with one of my parents, and even got like I had already gone no contact, and my parent, that one particularly, has only met one of my two kids.
Yeah.
And when I had just given birth to my second one, like they just, allowed visitors into the room. Like 4 or 5 of us got a message from that parent.
Wow.
Gotcha.
With a snide comment saying like, "Oh, thanks for letting me know," when they showed no interest. The only reason they had even met our first child was because it was convenient and they got a ride.
Of course.
It just it very much had that same vibe of like, okay, this is what the situation is. I'm still gonna try to make it look as pretty as I can.
Yeah.
And it seems like OP's baby daddy, it seems like he would show up regardless, but his family influence may cause a bit of a hiccup now that all the sketchy stuff, like anything that could possibly throw a wrench in the health of the child and all that.
Yeah.
It seems like now that that's out of the way, they're like, okay, now we can throw the pretty picture away.
So what do you think OP should do? I think that was honestly a major part of the story. So much happened here, but that was a major part of the story. What do you think OP should do as far as like addressing her own parents? Does she just basically continue on the path she's on and get a restraining order and basically do like kind of everything in her power just to kind of get as far away and like no contact as possible with the parents?
Yeah, I would say no contact. If a restraining order like physically seems pertinent, then yeah, do that.
Go for that.
But also, one of the big issues that we had was fellow family members that were still on good terms with the relative that was an issue.
Yes.
Relaying information because he is very narcissistic and
Right.
like people are more or less topics of conversation or like a bullet point. And the issue was if they had access to any kind of update or pictures or anything that makes it seem like they're present, whether or not they actually are, they like to use that as essentially gossip to make it seem like they're involved. And that's probably the most infuriating thing is them inserting themselves in a very false way. But that was probably the biggest like aggravating factor is like I can come to terms with somebody not being present, somebody not being involved, somebody being a tumultuous presence.
Yeah.
But I cannot be okay with, or I don't know the word for it. They can't.
Not like
I'm
enabling,
not going to be
maybe?
And yes, enabling.
Yeah.
I'm not going to enable them to give themselves a false sense of presence or superiority or any of that.
Totally.
And that was probably the biggest issue over any threat of like a physical presence.
I think
because I don't want the kids to, the kids don't deserve to be made to feel like this person somehow has a role in their life that they don't recognize.
Totally.
And yeah, that's just big ick.
Yeah.
For me, or the biggest concern.
The biggest. Yeah. I mean, it's honestly such a great point that, and honestly something for someone in OP's position to look out for, or like, any OP or someone in OP's position to look out for is like, hey, you might have family members that are still in contact with you and the person you're going no contact with. And they might, feed information over or like whatever else. And let's like, I don't know, do you like, maybe like try to set boundaries or maybe cut them out? Just being aware. I think that's a really good thing to be aware of and something that I didn't even think about at all. So Kimberly Fine, once again, just dropping incredible insights. As per usual, thank you so much for joining and sharing today on the call.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Have a good one.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A great thing that I honestly, I was like, what else is there? And that honestly was a very good consideration. You know, if there are family members that are in connection with both, that could cause issues. Pinky the Slayer says, if they can violate it,
or if they do it,
they can.
Oh, if they do, it can violate it.
And they can get charged. So basically, if they basically do anything probably under the restraining order, like harassment, like making false claims and whatever, probably it's a high chance that they're violating the agreement of said restraining order. Possibly,
yes.
Probably something at least you could like go to court or try. Got it. All right, let's close out strong, ladies and gentlemen. In the members only, this is the last and final story. So kick back, relax, and join us.
Husband keeps suggesting that our son isn't his, but he is. What do I do? So Effective Stress 9076 says, my husband is mixed, black father and white mother. I'm white, and we have 2 beautiful children. They look completely different, and everyone always comments on how different their complexion is. Our oldest has beautiful caramel skin with brown eyes and is almost as dark as my husband. Our second is white with a hint of a yellow undertone and will have either green or hazel eyes.
I think baby's eyes
are
can
blue.
change.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I didn't think I didn't think this was a baby.
Or childhood, maybe. I feel like I've heard something about baby childhood.
Maybe something like that. He looks yellowish in person, but in pictures is very white. His face is also much lighter than his body. Our son is 6 months old. Okay, that makes sense. For the first 2 to 3 months, our son was darker and my husband was happy. But he began to get lighter as the months went on. His eyes also changed from a very dark gray to blue-gray on the outside with brown in the middle. He was born with very dark hair and now has blonde hair. Does he have some sort of form of albinism?
Possibly. But these things can just change drastically. By the way, fun fact for you all, every single man in my family born with blonde hair, by the time they're my age, their hair is all jet black. It goes from brown to black in every single man in my family, except for me and one of my cousins.
I've heard getting blonde to going like much darker, but I haven't heard the opposite way.
I could be wrong, but I think I like genetics are all over the place.
I'm blanking on the word, but when you lose like pigmentation in your skin? What's it called?
There's alopecia, but that's not.
That's hair loss.
Alopecia.
What's it called?
Oh my
I'm blanking on the word. When you lose, like you have
you lose the pigmentation.
Areas.
Yeah, I know exact.
I'm literally
blanking.
having a brain
please help
fart.
us out.
Someone tell me.
I inherited your brain fart. I can't.
I gave you my brain fart
right now. Vitiligo.
Thank you. That is the word I was looking for.
Thank you.
I and my entire family have green/blue eyes. My hair is now dark brown, but it was blonde for the first 8 years of my life. Yeah, I mean, I had very blonde hair before.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law is blonde with hazel eyes. When the baby began to appear lighter, my husband asked for a paternity test due to his friends and coworkers always bringing up how light our second child is. But
genetics, biology. It happens.
Also, he came out and you were happy, and now he's changing. Wait, what? I obliged because I know that my husband would have let the wound fester and hold resentment towards me and the baby, as he's had multiple friends have women cheat. He's also been cheated on and gets weird about things like that. The paternity test was an oral DNA swab, and I did not touch any portion of it because I didn't want him to come back and say it was because I did something. The only thing I did was place it in the mail with him watching me. The results showed that he is the father.
Boom.
So it should be done there, right, John? It should be, there should be no more questions.
This should literally be the end of the story.
Yeah. But it's not.
Please.
We did the test when the baby was 4 months old. He hadn't really brought it up, but I can tell that how light our son is really bothers him. Tonight, he started saying that he didn't think the baby was his and that he wasn't the father.
I think he just doesn't want to be a dad anymore.
Have
proof.
Science.
Proof.
You literally have
oh God. Our oldest heard and said, "Yes, you are our daddy."
Oh no. Oh my God.
He mentioned it multiple times throughout the night. He said that he won't be a father to him because he's not a black child. And that about broke me. Baby boy deserves the world, and I want to make sure his dad is active in his life. We haven't had issues with trust prior to this, and I have not done anything to warrant this. I love him, and he's an amazing father to our oldest. He does play with the baby and will care for him, but he always makes little comments about who his dad might be. I'm worried that these comments will affect our oldest and the little one on a subconscious level. They also hurt me. Obviously, he's accusing you of cheating on him.
Yes.
I have encouraged him to go get another paternity test done via blood draw if he really felt that our son was not his. I guess I need advice on how to deal with this. And that, unfortunately, is the end of the story.
Question. Did we not see any of these?
I think we saw a lot of these.
Well. I'm talking
what
like
happened to this flag?
So Riley, can we get a zoom in on that flag right there? It's just looking absolutely. I saw Sam picking it apart earlier as like a little what do you call it? Like a freaking little widget. Thank you, fidget. There we go. That's it. Close enough. Fidget. Sophia always correcting us as per usual.
I've done it too.
But anyways, on to the real question here of JC, can we get a divorce chant? Divorce. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at this point, like, and I'm saying red flags, like before they had kids in their previous parts of their relationship, did nothing pop up before. One thing I will say is if he has been like cheated on a ton of times, has all these people in his life that have had this happen to him, that is not an excuse. I do feel for him for the times he has been cheated on, and that's like not fun. And I know that can probably hard, like going into new relationships and like learning to trust again and things of that nature. But bro, you literally, like, first off, it is when you accuse the mother of your children of having a child with someone else, that is a nuclear bomb of an accusation, because you're implying she not only cheated, not only got pregnant, hid it from you, and is like coercing you.
It is like bribing the DNA test people.
Yeah, bribing the DNA test, you coercing you into raising a child that is not yours. It is like, by making that accusation, you're making like actually like 10 accusations in one. And so you really, really have to be like super sure, and like you got to pick up a freaking biology textbook. Like you
read.
You have to you know what? If you have a suspicion, all right, do the research on your own before you bring a earth-shattering accusation to this poor innocent woman who is just trying to mother her children.
Doubly so, poor innocent baby.
And the poor innocent babies who overheard you. Bro, okay. So I
divorce.
I wonder if divorce. I wonder if there had to have been some sort of red flags before. We don't know. That's the end of the story. But I mean, what matters, what's important is, the future.
Leave.
I think OP should
get out of there,
divorce, and then have to say like, hey, here's, if I'm worried now that the dad is going to not treat the kid as his own. Yeah. For whatever, and not treat the kid well.
He's saying stuff, making these comments around both children is absolutely unacceptable.
Insane. So I'm like, hey, have the children, or get custody of the children rather, and you can decide, in time if that's something worth it. Could you scroll up a little bit, Riley? JC says, it's another situation of the husbands of fathers listening to their dumbass friends and then taking it home and ruining their relationships and families over things that are backed with no evidence. It's giving, I'm cheating on you, so I'm gonna act like you're the one in the wrong, so I feel better. JC, that is an interesting conspiracy theory.
Conspiracy theory.
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, genetics are just all over the place.
Genetics are a genetic lottery.
Yes. classic Sophia quote. Genetics are a genetic lottery.
Are a genetic
Let
lottery.
it be known. Yeah. That's all I got to say there. That's all I got to say
That's all I gotta say.
You know what? Let's close out this episode for the recording, and then we can hit some donos. But if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow!